Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to StatOps. I'm your Shilpa Desheti. So today in this video, we will learn that how to calculate your chi-square test. So this is a given question, that is in a particular IT company, the stress management technique is used. So whenever they are using a stress management technique, if they are using it, if they are not using it, what is the effect on that and not affected on that. Values are given. So in this is the chi-square test formula, that is sigma O minus E by E whole square. So what is O? O is nothing but the observed frequencies which is given in the question, and E is nothing but the expected frequency. So what we have to find out, that is the difference between the observed and the expected frequency. Done. So how to find out the expected frequency is, we have a formula for that, that is the RT into CT by N. It means that row total into column total by N value. Okay, so see here, first the observed frequencies I have written here, that is the 140, 30, 60 and 20. So these are the observed frequencies what we have. So next what we have to find out, we have to find out the expected frequency, that is E. So how to find out the expected frequency, that is whenever we will have a calculations, that is expected frequency is done by a row total into column total by N. So what is a row total and column total? So first for 140, where is 140? It is in first row and first column. Okay, so we will calculate here, that is for E, expected value of 1, 1. Okay, so what is 1, 1? That is row total. What is the first row total? 170 into what is the first column total? 200 by what is N value? N is nothing but the total value. So what is the total value? That is 250. Here, this is the total value. So that is 250. So 170 into 200 by 250. What is the value? That is 136. Then E12. What is E12? E12 is nothing but 30 for this. That is first row and second column. We are finding out the value. So first row, second column. What is the first row, second column values? That is 170 row total. Column total, what is that? 50. So 170 by 50 into 250. Okay. So what is the value for that? That is 34. Next, E21. So what is 21? That is the row total and the column total. Second row, first column. So second row's total is 80. 80 into what is the column total? 200. 80 into 200 by 250. So what is the value of that? That is 64. Okay. Then the next value what we have, that is second row and second column. That is E22. What is the row total? 80 and the column total is 50. So 80 into 50 by 250. So what's the value? That is 60. So we got all the expected values here. We have to write down that expected values here. So for 140, what is the value? That is 136. Next, for 30, what is the value? That is 34. Next, for 60, what is the value? That is 64. Then for 20, the value is 60. Okay, so that is the expected frequency. Done. So we have the observed frequency, expected frequency. According to the formula, check out that what we have to find out. We have to find out O minus E. Okay, so O minus E is nothing but 140 minus 136. So 140 minus 136 is 4. Next, 30 minus 34 minus 4. 60 minus 64 minus 4. 20 minus 16, that is 4. Okay, O minus E. Done. Then what we have to find out? O minus E by E. Okay, we have to find out O minus E whole square first, then divide it by E. Okay, so O minus E whole square. What is O minus E whole square? That is 4 square, 16, minus 4 whole square. Minus into minus, it will become plus. Again 16, 4 4, 16, 4 4, 16. So this is the value of O minus E square. Then what we have to find out, that is O minus E square by E. Okay, so this divided by the expected frequency. It means that one single value I will write. So check out for that. 16 by 136. In this way you have to write. Okay. So 16 by 136. What is the value? 0.118 is the value. Okay. Then next one, 16 by 34. What is the value? That is 0.431. Next, 16 by 64. That is 0.250. Next, 16 by 16. That is 1. Okay. So what is the summation O minus E whole square by E is, the value is 1.839. So what is the chi-square calculated value? Chi-square calculated value is 1.839. Okay. So what we have to find out now? We have to find out that what is the chi-square table value. So for that table value, we have to check out what is the degrees of freedom. So what is the degrees of freedom? V equals to R minus 1 into C minus 1. R is nothing but number of rows. C is nothing but number of columns. So how many number of rows are there? There are 2 rows and 2 columns. So that is 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1. That is 1 into 1 is 1. So at degrees of freedom 1, the chi-square table value at, if I already told you in the previous problems also, if anything according to the level of significance is not given in the question, you have to by default take it as 5% level of significance. So what is 5% level of significance? That is 0.05 at degrees of freedom 1. The table I have given there, in that chi-square table, that is at 0.05. At the degrees of freedom 1, we have to check the value, that is the table value. So what is the table value given there? Chi-square table value is 3.84. Okay. So as for the hypothesis testing there, you all know that if the calculated value, what's the calculated value? 1.839 is less than chi-square table value. So if calculated value is less than the table value, then the null hypothesis is accepted. Okay. So it means that the stress management technique, whatever we are using there, that will have an effect on the employees. Okay. Thank you.